This is just Jono Double O, and today I'm here to talk about why, for some reason, every day kind of feels like day one to me, and it feels like I'm starting from scratch. And what I mean by that is, from my perspective and my subjective opinion, which isn't necessarily factual, which could be partially something that I need to actually, kind of not look into, but at least get that that's what happened, is that specifically I made like I think fairly decent progress in, let's just say, for example, weightlifting or this basketball league that I was talking about that I joined, right? But I'm like probably objectively one of the worst teammates, right? Not as a personal person, in a sense of saying like I'm not there to like motivate, do the dirty work, but I'm not really much of a threat in a sense that when it comes to winning, I'm not really the winner on the team, right? And what I used to think about my actual progress, instead of saying, "Oh, me starting from day one all over again," and then it's the same old routine, is that I thought that if I actually got into a routine of things, and this can actually be something that can happen. I don't know if you relate to this, but you get into something and then you actually try it, and then you get a result from it, and then you end up not liking what you got as a result because it's not what you thought you wanted, but then the progress you made doesn't even feel like you made any progress. So it's almost like you say you want room for improvement, but then the improvement you want is almost like limited in a certain way, and then it can discourage you because uh, you feel like all your efforts are wasted, and then whatever you did to begin with was like kind of a waste of time. And that's what I found myself in most of the time when it comes to simply that league in basketball. And then when it comes to me at the gym, I can understand me going, right? I understand the routine of going, and I understand slow and steady progress. But what I don't understand is sometimes how long it takes, but more than how long. Like, I'm trying to think of the word. Like, not how long it takes, but why it took so long for me to even start and do it in this type of fashion. Because you don't want to live with regret when it comes to things you're doing, right? But you can see the perspective of you making a mistake of when, like, for example, I've been at the gym for like over 90 days, but over like a 6 month period, right? So let's just say I've gone to 50% of the sessions. That means I got a grade of a 50, right? But like, let's just say if this was school and you wanted to go to a certain university, right? And it didn't have to be your, like, this might be something relating to preference and having like what you would say would be like a favorite of something, right? But I guess sometimes whatever your favorite thing would be, and I'm gonna bring this full circle, right? Whatever your favorite thing would be something you can't necessarily get because it might not be suited for you, right? Let's just say, for example, it was a grade, right? And I got a 50 just as a score, but you needed like a 90 to go to said like college or university, and then you didn't get that grade. So you kind of have to change your course of action entirely, and then you have to cater it towards you getting the 50. But then you do remember times when you kind of should have been doing it more often, as in like studying and working hard to get that 90. But I guess all things happen for a good reason if you want to say that and you actually want to be positive. Me, I take the good with the bad. I can see the bad side of it, but now I'm starting to see the good side of, I guess, all the progress that I've made, and how it wasn't nothing, but it was kind of just, the best I could do is how I put it. So, I'm not really gonna say that I'm grateful. I'm gonna more so say that this is just kind of how things panned out, and I'm gonna just try to keep moving forward and try to improve, I guess, and just come back stronger next time, right? Anyways, this is just Sean Double O. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.